Okay, so let's actually talk about the game Sword and Shield from what we saw at the E3 trailer, yeah? We can actually go through the mechanics and the things that they seem to have added.
What's your fan
which, I mean, people don't care about, because the thing they fucking care about is the fact that fucking Houndoom might not be in the game or whatever.
I assume you're getting Sword because it's got Sif in it, right?
Yeah, I'm going to get Sif. He doesn't know who that is yet. Basically, the thing... So they added like, obviously, Dynamaxing's like the first thing they show off. Like, you get giant Pokemon, and everybody goes, oh... Okay, like, all I see is just like, I get to throw a bigger punch with my Ordino or whatever Pokemon it is. Like, nobody cares. Like,
I think that's a Digimon, isn't it?
No, it's the dream shit, isn't
that's
it?
a fucking Yokai Watch character or whatever.
I love no Kuni.
Yeah. So, and then after that they showed off, like, I was like, oh, whatever, you know, they showed off, like, you walk through the grass and Pokemon appear. I was like, oh no, they haven't learned, it's bollocks. Then they had the wild area, where it was like Pokemon on the fucking outside, you could run around, you could move the camera. I'm like, wow, okay, here we go. This is something great, a fucking full 3D Pokemon game. Then it's like, wait a minute. what you think is good isn't actually all that. It's actually a very small area of the map.
Yeah.
In comparison, that I've seen a fucking video they all different camera angles, and it's very much like
Don't want to overindulge the kids, do we? Just
No, and as far as I can see,
you can't work too hard on this.
It's like the
highest grossing game franchise ever entry into this series.
It's that one part of the game, and that's it. And it seems to be alright. Like, you get like raid battles or whatever, which is like Pokemon Go, but everybody's like, reading more into it, you go, oh, that's a bit shit. Then it's like, okay, well, maybe they're changing the gyms because it looks like it's all football stadiums or whatever, you know, something different.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's exactly like Sun and Moon. It's like, oh, you have to round up 10 Wooloo sheep or whatever, then you get to fight the grass leader gym.
Yeah.
You know, oh, I have to challenge certain whatever
footballers.
And then you get to fight the fighting gym. It's nonsense. It's just the same.
To fight the fight.
It's the same shit. There's a fucking another. I was hoping maybe the story would be different. Yeah, Vinnie Jones comes out, he fucking headbutts the Queen. I was hoping maybe...
We've said a lot about villains before, actually, if that's what you were about to say.
There's not going to be Team Rocket in this game. It's Team Yell. Whatever. Fuck.
It's Millwall.
Who cares? Great. Yeah, Millwall fans. Great. Just another team who's going to be evil. And it's like, there's no... Oh, it's just nothing new.
The way it looks like they're doing all the cutscenes is the way they've done them.
I hate the cutscenes.
Since the 3D games, which is, we're anime now, and characters run around like anime characters, and you stand there and talk to each other like
It's over-explain what a paralysis is. Fuck's sake.
There was a lot to Red and Blue and Gold and Silver and Ruby and Sapphire, at least, and probably
without cutscenes.
A little further on here. There's no cutscenes in that game. Apart from like when Oak, you follow Oak.
Oak at the start and Oak at the end.
That's the only time the game takes control away from you. They did some stuff where they obviously blocked you going to places and stuff.
Yeah.
But for actual, we're taking the game.
It's like a Metroidvania. That's a bit weird. But the design is like you have to
do some things before you get to the next region. But before, but even in the earlier games, they were better at doing that than they were in the later ones. Remember, what's the game with the Eiffel Tower?
X and Y is trash.
X and Y. Remember in X and Y, there was a bit where it's like, oh, you can't go down the road to get to the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, there's electricity. The power's down, so you can't go down the road. The road's shut.
Yeah.
And other NPCs would just walk down the road.
Yeah.
There's a viral video of like the guy saying the text animation.
Why is he here?
The text animation comes up and says, oh, you can't. The road's closed, kids. Sorry, you can't walk down. And another NPC on its walk cycle just walks past him down the road. So. Oh, what was I saying? What were you saying?
I can't remember.
I was going to say...
Wait, what were we saying?
You were saying...
How shit Pokemon...
You were saying about zoning and where you can go and...
Before that.
Oh, the RPG, the general linking of the world, so to hold your hand, the cutscenes.
Yes,
alright, yeah, so that's what I'm going to say. Red, Blue, the early fucking Pokemon games, there's a lot in those games. It's a Dark Souls klaxon about to send it off. Very, very Dark Souls-like in the fact that if you don't care about world building or any of that shit, you can ignore it all and just battle Pokemon and catch Pokemon. There's a lot in those games that if you look for it, if you talk to specific NPCs, if you look at the way items are placed, and if you look at the way the world is placed out, there's a lot of lore there.
Yeah.
It means, and whether or not it's on purpose or not, it kind of defeats the point. There was a long thing about how, like, there's always that crazy fan theory about how there was a war, Lieutenant Surge, because he talks about things in the war and stuff.
Sure. Well, he's a lieutenant is mainly the reason.
Yeah, that too. I'm like, why are there no men about?
There's like graves and
why
things,
are the towns where they are and stuff. But even stuff like the tower. What's the tower?
Lavender Tower.
Lavender Tower, right? They never fully explain it, but there's like a lot of creepy shit around it. People have their own theories and stuff.
Who gives a shit?
And that storytelling, that method of storytelling, is way better.
Yeah.
Way better than anime cutscenes and we tell you everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, the world's ending. In every game, every 3D game is the world's ending, so you have to save the world by
X and Y
defeating the legendary.
X and Y has the worst cutscene ever of the flower coming down from the sky.
Yeah.
I
don't know what that was about.
Fuck that nonsense. Oh yeah, the 10,000-year-old man who travels the world as a homeless man.
I don't know what that was about.
No offense, but the easiest... No offense. Who am I fucking offended here? The easiest way to program a game...
If you think we're being harsh here, highest grossing game franchise of all time. They have so much money, it's unbelievable.
Consistently reviews like 9 or 8 out of 10, 10 out of 10 every year.
7.8, too much water.
Too much water, whatever. But like... You know, we will talk about Dark Souls because that's a great design fucking philosophy. It's all gameplay. The thing that you love is gameplay. You get to play the game and have agency. When they take it away and go, oh look, here's this character. I can't wait to be the blah blah blah. Oh, hey look, it's the obvious evil villain. Sure, whatever. It's the obvious evil villain. The fucking chairman of the football association or whatever the fuck that villain was who was revealed. He's like clearly the villain. And then, oh look, the champion. Oh. Whereas if you just walk around the world, you talk to people at your own pace and you do whatever, you get to decide how much of the story you actually intake and how much you want to look into the world. The rest of it is you just have fun. You have fun, play the game and enjoy the game. Instead of being like, oh, I have to wait an hour now while some guy puts a fucking thing in his bag and he falls down a cliff or something. I don't know.
Imagine your first time playing Red vs. Blue and you haven't watched the anime. Giovanni turned out to be Red and Blue. Imagine you're surprised when it turns out Giovanni, leader of Team Rocket, is the 8th gym leader.
Yeah.
You don't need it to be like explained the whole way through.
100%.
Or a massive cutscene where it's Giovanni. Like,
oh no. Okay, so if Red and Blue was done in Sun and Moon onwards, you do like a little introduction thing which lasts like 2.5 hours, so that's what it feels like, where they teach you to run around and catch Pokemon and etc. etc. Because again, 25 years in and these games still do not have a I've been here before, you don't need to show me the tutorial mode. Nor do they have hard modes or anything like that. We'll get on
straight to Nuzlocke.
Or whatever. So if this was done in this day and age, it would be like one of the early cutscenes would be like you meet Giovanni and he's clearly the way he's dressed and the way the camera is and the music that plays that he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
And your psychic character says, "Oh, I've got a funny feeling about that guy," and they would just spoil it there and then. Yeah. Right. That's a good example.
You would have loads and loads of intricate cutscenes about how Blue would talk about how he's the best, how he deserves to be, whatever, blah blah blah. Instead of just being like skip, let's do the battle. You realise that he's a dickhead because of just like the how the gameplay plays out. I 100% agree.
Right, so quickly, a word on Dynamaxing. Let's put everything else aside. Dynamaxing is the Z moves, Mega Evolutions of this game. Even if you accept that, it's still shit. Because at least with Mega Evolutions and Z moves, more Mega Evolutions I'd say. Well, firstly, Mega Evolutions, you get cool Mega Evolution.
Yeah, you get a different sprite.
You get a new design. Yeah. The design of the Pokemon changes, and most of them are pretty cool.
Yeah.
So first of all...
Hey, you like Alakazam?
Yeah.
He's cooler Alakazam.
Even at face value, that's already nice.
Yeah.
Secondly, there's at least some strategic kind of work with it. You got to choose when to use it. Same with Z-moves, you got to choose when to use them. You can only use them one per battle and things, right? Dynamaxing is, if I'm not wrong, the Pokemon just get stronger.
So
bigger and stronger.
It's so what I've looked into this mechanic. It's basically you can do one Pokemon per battle.
Yeah.
It lasts for 3 turns.
Yeah.
Right.
And they just have powered up moves.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of depth here,
No.
and you're not getting a new model or anything cool with it.
No.
You're getting a scale-up version.
So I was really excited for like the Alola forms or the Mega Evolutions. Because I was thinking, okay, each Pokemon game they're gonna have like the fucking legendaries or whatever, the fucking starters. Then they're gonna be like, okay, here's just the new forms you can have, the new redesigns of the Pokemon you love, and the new additions, and everybody go, okay, great, you know, because you still have that amount of Pokemon, but you have the twists and the spins on them, and it makes it so that the Dex doesn't become 8,000 Pokemon. And now it's like, oh, okay, we're just gonna fucking strawberry cream the whole Pokemon or whatever. And Dynamax scene just looks, and like you say, very, very lazy. I thought when they showed it off in the wild area, which is you have 4 people battling it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like a raid.
I think that's even worse.
But it's like you're meant to. Oh, you get a rarer Pokemon that isn't in the Dex. It's just a challenge.
Yeah, something. But
okay, it's something different. But then it's like, oh, okay.
I think
it's just you fight a stronger one.
They can say you do that with your friends and stuff. I think that seems even worse.
Apom times 4 HP.
Like, oh, there's going to be
from Apom?
There's going to be one massive Pokemon, like in size, and its HP is going to be like quadrupled. And you and 3 other friends will do all your attack moves and try and whittle down its massive HP. I don't see how there's going to be a lot of nuance in a
none
raid
at all.
battle. It's not like games which normally have raids, World of Warcraft, for instance, have in-depth, complex raids where it takes a long dungeon to get to it, and then once you're there, you've got to handle things like cooldowns.
There's some sort of
like
mechanic.
There's some classes and cooldowns. This is a turn-based game, so I'm guessing the Dynamax Pokemon does its Dynamax move and hits you for shitloads of damage.
And each boss does a different thing that you need to work around.
Right. So what's going to happen is in these raids is the Dynamax Pokemon hits you, all your Pokemon, maybe one, maybe all of them if they have area effect moves, whatever, for shitload of damage. Everyone else picks their move, and then in turn everyone does their move. That's it.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that much more with it with the battle system. It's almost like they shouldn't do raids because I don't see how it's going to be anything more than
boring.
You'll do one raid and you'll be like, okay,
yeah, that's it, done.
All right.
I think, well, not the death knell of Pokemon, but finally people seem to be waking up to. For stupid reasons.
It's the Dex.
People getting angry at the Dex is. They're getting angry at that instead of it being just lazy gameplay.
Yeah.
But whatever, I'll take them getting angry at GameFreak if it means that they get to change how it's played.
Agreed. Like, wasn't overly fussed about the Dex thing, but I'm glad that
GameFreak's getting shit.
People have used it as a gateway to also call them out on all their other shit.
Yeah.
I'm seeing people calling them out on their shitty animations, on the trailers where trainers and trees pop in because the draw distance looks awful. Wingulls don't flap on the outside in the grass, don't flap their wings.
Yeah.
They stay in their T-pose and just float about.
Yeah.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Like, it's awful. And people were calling themselves out on this. And even baffling stuff, like in previous games, I think in the 3D ones, where if you go into the Dex for the Pokemon, they'll play an animation, which doesn't appear anywhere in-game, in battles. The animations are there just for the Dex, the Dex entry.
Yeah.
And it's like, people calling out, people saying, hey, look at the animations for... There's one going around about Sableye in... what's Sableye? Gen 2?
Gen 3.
Gen 3. One of the... So it would be Colosseum.
Yeah.
One of the 3D on a home console Pokemon games. And Sableye gets hit by a move and he has like this really nice animation.
He runs behind it.
Yeah,
he gets behind his gem again. It's sick.
Yeah, and there's one where like he gets hit and he calls back a bit, then he like swings his head back to the camera and does like the Sableye smirk and then trots back in. And everyone's like, well, where is this in our main game?
Yeah.
And it's weird that this Dex thing caused all these very welcome and well worth saying criticisms to come out, but at least they are coming out. And GameFreak are getting this.
I agree. Point about Colosseum. I like those animations.
Yeah,
they've never done that.
Now look, listen.
Honestly, it's weird.
I get it because Colosseum and that have shorter decks. You can't. Can you bring every Pokemon across?
So you bring anything.
I don't know.
You can fight with anything in the.
Yeah,
Colosseum.
I guess. So
it's called Colosseum for a reason. It's stadium.
Stadium. I was going to say, oh look, I get it because there's less Pokemon there, but you can trade your Pokemon across from the Game Boy games.
Sure. So you can play your whole team.
Yeah. So again, goes back to my point. If you say, hey, we have a shorter Dex now, sorry, your favourite Pokemon isn't in this game, but look at these battle animations. Yeah. Blastoise actually fires his fucking cannons when he does a water move. Yeah?
And then when he gets hit, he goes into his shell.
When he gets hit, maybe he floats off his shell. Wow, awesome. This brings these characters to life. No, again, he just does the shit. Yeah. The double kick animation that's going around where it's like, the Pokemon does doesn't change.
No.
They hop on the spot, and then the kick animation.
Just the 2D vectors.
2D vectors. It's like, wow. So,
once again, let's just reiterate, the highest grossing franchise all time. It had the mobile game, Pokemon Go, second highest grossing mobile game of all time that was announced recently.
What's first?
Clash of Clans or
Probably Clash of Clans.
something stupid, one of those, yeah. It grossed $1.6 billion from a free-to-play mobile game. The film that came out is the highest grossing video game film of all time. The highest rated. It made a fucking bomb. Easily the highest one. Yeah? It's the highest grossing franchise.
Second most popular trading card game.
Trading cards, movies, merchandise, it makes so much money. And
so the things that people are asking for aren't a lot. And they're not asking for this after one series of games, and now they want. They're asking this after 9, 7.
I mean, if it was
8, to how many gens we are.
It's like 8.
I mean, the issue is it's a low point
as
as well, though, isn't it? Because Hard Gold Soul Silver had a lot of things. Even the gyms in Hard Gold Soul Silver were really good.
This is the thing. Why does rather than being like a curve, which like on a graph, and it's always going up, and we're always improving with each iteration.
Yeah.
Why are some games seemingly really good? Heart Gold and Soul Silver, any Pokemon can follow you behind, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Where is this in the next one?
No,
I'm saying going. Maybe Game Freak are as bad as EA because they even have the shit cycle of there's points where it's like a peak and there's a trough and there's a peak.
And it's it's just I find it just complete nonsense that this stuff just persists through the games each time, and they don't learn from any of their mistakes. They don't take any sort of new things on board. If this was Nintendo designing these games, they would push the game back so they could implement more stuff. They wouldn't mind delaying it. Wouldn't be a problem because they want to make a good game. They want to, but Game Freak, they're not Nintendo. They're just like, fuck it. We need money bag this November. Hit this fucking deadline November each year. Hit this fucking deadline. Work those fucking Japanese men into the ground.
If I was guaranteed that they were treated the same way BioWare are treated by EA, I'd be happy. But from what you guys have said, Game Freak have full reign to do what they want, and they choose to do what they fucking want.
100%.
So even Nintendo, who I have criticised in the past, I think rightly, for not doing enough to switch up their game franchises at points, i.e. there's new Zeldas just like the old one, at least doing...
He hasn't played Breath of the Wild yet.
Yeah, this is my point. Right, at least now, Breath of the Wild, you can't say that. Odyssey, whether I don't like it, but regardless, Odyssey is a complete departure from a lot of the old Mario games.
They've done it a lot recently.
Right? That even Nintendo, who are the old man in the room, who are like, back in my day I had to walk 7 miles uphill both ways to go to school, are changing their philosophies. Yeah. But Game Freak, it's time to do it too. And what I'll say is kind of a final point on this is the reason that everyone is so very not harsh, but the reason why is everyone voices these opinions and do things like hashtag sackMasuda on Twitter, boycott the next games, and the fans write an open letter to Game Freak and they want a response.
Yeah.
It's because everybody fucking knows how good Pokemon is and how good the world is and how good it can be.
Yeah.
Right? If this game at a fundamental level was uninteresting and shit, no one would care. They just wouldn't buy them. But everybody knows this has potential to be so much more than what Game Freak are doing with it.
Well, I mean, let's look at that Kickstarter, which was
Temtem?
Yeah, so there's a Kickstarter which is for someone making essentially their version of Pokemon, and they're just going nuts and doing their own fucking mechanics and spins on it. It'll be amazing to see when that comes out how it reviews and how well it does, because then that could be the thing that inspires Game Freak. Well, or it could just be, I don't know, it'll be a competition and people will be like, okay, fuck it, I want to play Temtem instead. Maybe it'll be more competitive.
Unfortunately, maybe that's what it is, unfortunately. Maybe it's just, they make all this money in the world, and this is probably what it is. Yeah. They make all this money in the world, no one is close to them, they're in their own genre of games to an extent, and they have no competition, and maybe if they had that it would give them a kick up the arse to actually do things with it. And maybe until then we won't.
Give us the game we wanted. Give us the Professor Oak game where you're building the Pokédex.
Yeah, that or like how many years have people said, "Oh, we want an open world Pokemon game."
Yeah.
Just fucking do it.
Just do it.
Just fucking do it.
Just fucking
just do an open world Pokemon game.
Just
do it.
I had literally an idea for one, which is you just start and it's just a pure open world. You can choose of the 8 sort of routes or gyms to go to. You can go to any one right at the start, and then the other ones to sort of scale with the level. It's fully, you can move the camera, the Pokemon are out in the field. And, you know, and the gyms all have different mechanics, and like they show, it's all about paralysis, all about poison. You know, things that teach you the fucking mechanics of the gameplay. And you actually come back to the start, and there's so many interesting ideas you could do with it. They just won't do it.
Imagine Odyssey to Sunshine, imagine Breath of the Wild to Wind Waker is a bit of a hard one, but still. Why has there never been a step now where they go, we can do Colosseum 10 times better than we did it when we did it on
think
GameCube.
the oldest thing people have ever been asking for before Half-Life 3 was, hey, where's that MMO Pokemon?
Yeah.
Like forever, that's people like, where is it?
There's always been excuses, hey look, Pokemon is a handheld
franchise.
And we have little dinky handheld consoles to work on.
Sure.
No more.
You don't.
No more.
Not anymore.
And this is probably why people are now kicking off.
Yeah.
Because now you can't even use the excuse, oh, the 3DS can't handle it.
Yeah.
It's a Switch now. You have no excuse.
It has the
power of a Wii U.
Yeah. You have no excuse anymore.
Yeah. It's nonsense.
It runs Odyssey, it runs Breath of the Wild, why can't it run Colosseum,
Honestly,
open world?
Exactly.
And again, like they say, hey look, no more national decks, we've culled the decks to X amount of Pokemon and you just have to like it. And everyone says, boo, fuck you Game Freak, my Pokemon that I like's not in, this goes against Pokemon philosophy, what happened to catch them all? And then they go, yeah, but here's the trailer and it's an open world Pokemon game. Yeah. And everyone's like, I fully understand the choice you made. Fine. It's unfortunate that you've done that. But I fully understand, I'm so involved.
They show the animation of Umbreon doing the hopping when it comes back. I'm in.
Oh, fucking Eevee does an animation on the outside of the world where it jumps over a fence or something, and you're like, oh shit.
Tail wag is just they move the model back and forth.
Yeah, then it goes into a battle, and the fucking Eevee looks like an actual cat or whatever, and it's moving like one, and all its animations are like, it does a move, and it's like, oh shit. When it does tackle, it moves like it runs forward.
Does the dash? It does
a little zigzag in and out, and then does
Pikachu does agility from Smash Bros.
And the Pokemon that gets hit does an actual recoil animation, which is unique to them. And it's like, oh fuck, this world's really alive.
They've got so much potential.
We only get 70. We only get 100.
Would that be it though? Just give us stadium combat, but in an open world.
We only get 110 Pokemon in this game. But look
at
all the work they did instead. Right now, it's you only get X amount of Pokemon in this game, and we did nothing in the meantime.
We'll have to see if obviously sales will affect how the game does. If the game doesn't sell as well as previous ones, okay, maybe we're going to need to. Because I've seen interviews with Masuda who said, yeah, we're taking risks and doing mechanical changes to this one, so bear with us. It's like, yeah, alright, I'll fucking see it when I see it.
It might be too late, but if the argument is this is a testing ground for whatever they're going to release next,
fine.
Fair enough.
But if they try new things, it doesn't matter if it doesn't stick, because then you go, oh, well that didn't stick, let's fucking improve it to the next one. Whatever. Breath of the Wild had things that, people go, oh, you could improve that a little bit, but, we'll see. Anyway, we've complained a lot about Pokemon, so let's end it on a high note.
On a positive.
So I want everyone's favourite Pokemon and everybody's favourite Pokemon game.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Go on, if it's easy, Tom can go.
Tom, let's go, mate.
So the statistically proven the best Pokemon.
Oh, here we go.
Of
the underused meta game.
It's actually sad that he was never Giovanni's Pokemon.
Smogon University confirms.
It is Honchkrow. And it's actually annoying, but Honchkrow was never one of Giovanni's Pokemon because it fits his motif of being a leader. Like, give me a boy who has 6 Murkrows around him. I mean, if Honchkrow and Murkrow in the game, I might even make a 6-man team as one Honchkrow and 5 Murkrows.
Nice. Nice. Yeah. Favourite game?
Favourite game is Ruby and Sapphire's got a soft spot, but it's Heart Gold, Soul Silver. It's just an improvement upon Gold and Silver in every way except for the fact you have to catch Lugia or Ho-Oh. That's the only downside.
Nice.
Matt?
I'm going to go Haunter.
Ooh.
I like the Ghastly Haunter Gengar line in general, but Haunter's my fave.
Everyone does.
Haunter's my boy.
Haunter's just a fucking blob of
Haunter's
gas.
my boy. Love the design of Haunter.
Yeah.
If I didn't pick Haunter, I'd go Horlucha. the fucking
the
bird
Mexican,
with the
yeah,
fucking Mexican western mask, way in on that.
That Pokemon makes me so like, oh my god, they've got a move with 2 typings. It's blown my mind since.
Yeah.
I'm like, why has this not been capitalised?
Oh yeah, they
on?
never did it again.
Yeah.
Fuck, why not? It's such a great idea.
Favourite games? Now, I think there's better games objectively. Like, if someone was like, I've never played a Pokemon game before, which one should I play with? Which one should I start with? I wouldn't say this game. They made improvements past this, but I have to go with Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Sure.
Loved Red and Blue. Obviously, I got into the franchise.
Played hell of a
My entire childhood was playing Blue. So I loved Blue. But going back to Blue, even now, is like a bit rough. It's a bit rough. So Fire Red and Leaf Green remakes I thought were amazing. They were awesome. They kept everything about the games, made some nice quality of life changes. Loved those on the GBA.
Yeah.
You could play them on an SP, so I had a backlight on my screen. That was nice.
That was like the second most I've ever played a game. Was I think it was like first it was like Diamond and Pearl, then it was Fire Red, Leaf Green, then it was like Ruby, Sapphire, Gold, Silver. Like so okay, fair enough. My favourite Pokemon is obviously the best Pokemon. Objectively, because it got its own starring role.
Are you saying Honchkrow as well?
It got its own starring role in the film.
Lucario.
Psyduck.
Ludicolo, where he has the one line and everybody goes, I want to see more! Can we have a whole film about that one Pokemon?
That was
Ludicolo, he's like, what? I love that. He just, hey, can I have another coffee? He goes, what? Exactly how I imagined it. Some greasy, furry Mexican fucking stereotype who screams at people and like has like boss eyes. I laughed so hard. I was like, this is everything I've always wanted. And then my favourite game is Gold and Silver because of just how much it improved on Red and Blue.
Yeah.
In that it refined everything in Red and Blue. And then it tied back in with Team Rocket still as the villains. You get to go to Kanto afterwards, and then you get to thematically fight Red, who is the player of Red and Blue at the end.
Yeah.
As a full circle game. I couldn't ask for anything better, honestly. And they had little puzzle bits in it, unknown stuff. That was great. Love that game.
Basically, if you said Gen 5 onwards in this room, probably would have fucking lynched you.
Well, yeah, because I got rollerblades in X and Y. Woo!
Well,
excluding Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, obviously.
That was a good remake of 3. Well, do you know what? I wasn't even that impressed with it for the first part. No. But then when they started doing the post game and the flight and stuff, I was like, okay, they've really got some good ideas here.
I mean, to be honest, I think it's no coincidence that past Gen 5 is the point that most people will be like, oh, we've done this. It's time to do something. Yeah. I wish they would do something different. Because, like you would. I can't think of any other...
believe they've never gone back to doing a stadium or a Colosseum or something like that.
Well, I mean, they even said that they wouldn't even do another Snap unless they had a great gameplay hook idea. So just do a fucking Snap.
Don't get me started on Snap. Fucking hell. We all love Snap. We want Snap. They didn't put it on the Virtual Console until like the last week of the Wii's life.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. People were begging for it. Absolutely ridiculous. And then the Wii U came up with two screens and one of them's got a camera on it. Oh, no, we didn't make Snap for it.
It's honestly, I don't know who does that fucking... They must have like some big old Yakuza like bloke who works in fucking GameFreak.
Skill and puzzle game, like imagine that. Nobody wants that.
Nonsense.
Let's make more of the same shit.
Yeah, well, unfortunately this is... we'll see. We'll see come the future when Pokemon Sword and Shield comes out in October. Is it October?
I don't know.
Or is it November?
I think it's November.
And
maybe they just stop saying Pokemon games and just do the trading card game and films instead.
It'll come out.
If they said we're not making a Pokemon game for 5 years because the next one's going to be a massive...
Yeah, fine.
Everyone will be like, yeah, cool.
Great. But I was like,
asked for this.
Oh, well, okay, well, we're going to get fucking, Pokemon Z, let's go fucking Charmander. Let's go fucking Brexit, like, in the next game.
Look.
But they won't. They're going to Assassin's Creed it into the ground, and I foresee this to review 9 out of 10 IGN, whatever. It will do fine, because it's just a Pokemon game. But, hopefully, the reviews, the Metascore and all that starts to decline a little bit. People don't buy it as much. Obviously we haven't played the game. There could be some shit that they're hiding from us that fucking wow. Fair enough. I'm giving them shit for this.
They've made a whole game that looks like that, and they're actually releasing a fully fledged game.
They've played a blinder.
Actually come out.
But I just don't think they have, and it'll come.
There've been a Nintendo Magazine years of like not knowing what the game's going to be like at all, and then it comes out and it's insane. No, it's not going to be
we'll see. If we get to go to Hoenn as a post game content, then we'll see.
It won't be. It'll be Sinnoh. if they do it. Which would be cool.
I'll take anything.
Any post game.
I'll take anything as well.
Even if they made me go back to black and white.
Well, we will see.
I mean, I think the final point we're really missing here, Jazz, is bring back Subspace Emissary.
Bring back Subspace Emissary. You fools, you idiots. Bye!